Subprompts are one of those Firefly Boards features you may not even know exists. Where'd this come from? But once you find them, they're a really fun way to explore ideas, especially when your prompt needs boosting, or you're feeling like you're in a creative rut. They're different, a little experimental, and sometimes unpredictable, which is kind of the point. First things first, subprompts are a little hidden. To get to them, open the Generate Image box and click on Generation Settings. Then you'll see the Browse button. It's really easy to miss if you don't know where to look. Once you're in there, you'll see a few different sections: popular, lighting, colors, subject, scenes, and styles. There's a lot to choose from, and the fun part is that you can mix and match these. Combining subprompts is where you start getting much more interesting looks. Before we go any further, model choice matters here. Since subprompts are more about creative exploration, I usually use Nano or Nano Pro or Flux. Firefly 3 and 4 tend to be a bit literal when it comes to subprompts, while Nano and Flux are more expressive and cinematic. Even then, you can get wildly different outcomes with different models. One important thing to know, subprompts don't replace your prompt, they add to it. They're especially helpful when you want to explore different styles and looks, but you're not really sure how to describe it or how to push your prompt further. I like to think of them as creative nudges, not instructions. Now it's time to explore. When you combine subprompts, you can really get some experimental stuff. There's even an astronaut you can add. They're great for breaking out of creative ruts and exploring when you don't want to overthink your prompt. They're especially useful for adding quick background scenes and coming up with interesting lighting ideas, taking your image to the next level. There's also a random button, which I actually love. If you're feeling overwhelmed by all the options or you just want to experiment, use this button. It can add lighting, scene, color, or style and take your idea in a direction you might not have thought of. Now here's where things can get a little risky. I tried using a reference image, a studio portrait of a woman, and added a scene subprompt to give her a mountain backdrop. But I didn't include a text prompt. Instead of adding the background, the model just generated a mountain scene, and the subject disappeared completely. The big takeaway here is this: if you don't include a prompt, the subprompt becomes the subject. Even though you may not have heard of subprompts, they're a great way to explore your creative boundaries inside Firefly Boards. Check out more Firefly Boards tips and workflows right here, and thanks for subscribing.